I'll just go all the way up to the shoulder, and I make a V-shaped cut. It just has to go to the shoulder, and then along the length of it. It's not too fancy, it's not too good looking. You can use a carving tool if it's small enough, you know. But now I've got this little glue channel that's gonna allow, I would probably take it a little further on the end there, but it's gonna allow an exit for that material. But I also have the opportunity here to make that happen on the corners. So what I usually do, you just take a look here for a sec. So this is my mortise, right? I will cut my tenon so that I have kind of a flat and an angle like that. And I can just do that with my chisel. Please, please, please do not think to yourself, I'm gonna round over the end with a file or with some sandpaper, because you're going to absolutely destroy your shoulder. I guarantee it. Don't do it. So I usually look for the grain direction to make sure that it's gonna cooperate with me. And I could switch up to a smaller chisel, I probably should, but I'm not going to right now because I'm just in the zone. And what I'm doing is I'm putting a big, hefty bevel right there. You see that? Come back in, trim the extra. Hefty bevel. The thing is that if I'm cutting with the grain on one side of this, I'm probably cutting against the grain on the other. So I'll kind of move around depending on which direction I feel like the grain is going. So I'll move that before I do the next one. But I'll flip and I'll do this one, which should work fine. But you never know. Yeah, that one actually, do you want to climb? I'm able to get it. No, it does want to climb. I'm gonna do that one instead. This one is the one that's cooperating now. Do you see how I'm just trimming? Nice curly cues like that. I am trying to keep them parallel. Tapering your tenon can be a real problem. So there's that. And then for this, if I am having a problem with going the wrong grain direction, I will extend it out past the end of my vise enough that I can kind of get my hand on it, and I'll work diagonally like that. The worst thing you can do is go the wrong way and take a giant chunk out of your tenon. That usually will happen when people are like, I can do it, it's fine. No, no, no. No, it's not. So even this, though this won't be a perfect fit, in the sense that the ends won't hug completely, this is still a really good solution. Putting those two bevels on there right there, automatic glue release. The primary holding power of the tenon is the cheeks anyway, so it's fine. So I'll do this most of the way, and then I'll just do shortcuts that are against the grain because it doesn't give it this opportunity to travel really far in. So, you can see I've turned around now, and I'm not going nearly as deep as I could. At the extra. I'm just shooting for some symmetry here, because it's going to make it easier to fit. And come back over this side and do the same thing. And a little further. Yeah, that one definitely doesn't want to cooperate with me. Still, try not to use the shoulder as like a fulcrum. You can really damage it quite easily like that. So. I'm trimming the shoulder, I really do like to have it more parallel to the ground and at waist height. Remember, this is where you've got the most control and power is right about here. So. Trying not to catch the shoulder. I'm not doing a great job, but again, I'm tired. Get that little bit of extra right there. Don't fuck it up, Martin. And there, okay. So the last little bit of trimming that I'll do before I start to fit anything, like fine tune fit, is I'll put a tiny bevel all the way across around the top. And you guys have seen that on the ends of joinery dowels, right? They go straight up and then they've got this canted end. It's to make like insertion and removal easier. It eases that edge. Otherwise you can really like accidentally push and crown over the fibers, which is gonna make putting this together that much more difficult. All right, tiny bevel. Now I'm gonna see if it fits. All right, slot. So it's pretty close, right? It appears to have bottomed out though. So that's a very, very common thing. Put that guy right there. And then that. The easiest way to double check is with your combo square. You can take,
Yeah, like go get yours.
yeah, or one, it doesn't matter if it's mine or not. All you do is you drop the combination square in there, see how deep it is, compare it to the length of the 10. And then depending on what the difference is, mark that off. I usually just go over to the disc sander and go, yeah, on the end, make it shorter. I don't have to do any cutting, it's fine. It doesn't have to be perfectly square. At this point now, this square reference ceases to be critical. Okay, so if I end up cutting the end to do some other thing, it's okay. I have, used it for all the things it needed. All right, that is the bottom of that mortise, and all I do is I compare. And if there's a space between the bottom of the ruler and the shoulder, then it's too long. And it's substantially too long in this case. So, yeah, it's a good 1/8 too long. That doesn't surprise me, I guess, based on like how I couldn't get my the bit to go to full depth anyway. So I'm just gonna, come on, baby. Just gonna mark that off for myself, and I'm gonna go sand it off real fast.